Ladies and gentlemen, we've skipped the intro, but not my intro. My name is Brian. Welcome back to another Deadlock cast. We are going to be getting into another Eternus lobby. Here's our lineup, so you can see everyone that's jumping into this game here. We've got some heroes that we haven't cast quite yet on this channel in this lobby. I don't think we've seen Victor yet. I don't think we've seen Mirage or Holiday. I don't think there was a Kelvin in the last game. Even some of the takes that I've tried to cast that I haven't ended up using, I don't think had a lot of these heroes. So maybe not Apollo either. Not 100% sure about that one. Can't quite remember all of the casting attempts that I have done. Some of the games haven't been super interesting, but this one looks to be, as far as I can tell, I got this replay off the top matches page on statlocker.gg. Not sponsored, not paid. But they're the only way that I found to get high-low match replays. It seems like they have a pretty good system for it. But we got some brawling. It looks like happening in the middle lane here. I see the icon shifting around under the bridge here, as we sure enough do see Kelvin getting in to it with Bebop here, who is now currently chasing him down. We've got a bit of an awkward pause. What is the... I don't know what the situation is with Wraith here, but if we pop out of this real quick, we do see Apollo and Geist over here getting a push in. Probably not anything related to the current state of the lane that we're getting this pause, but we will see what's going on in just a minute. If you haven't seen one of these videos before, my name is Brian. I used to cast League about 10 years ago, and now I've been addicted to Deadlock. That's the long and short of it. We're getting back into it here. Kelvin taking critical damage, desperately trying to run away. He's actually on the wrong side of the map, or he was heading toward the wrong side of the map just now. Now running through mid, desperately trying to escape. Now Holiday trying to do the same, trying to split them up here. Oh, good parry to block that melee, but it's not quite enough to get her out. Kelvin, unfortunately, or fortunately, does end up surviving, but Holiday not so lucky. Now I see some health bars moving around on the top of our screen here with the Victor, but I feel like his health is always moving because, you know, spending health for the most part for a lot of his abilities, at least with the jump start. It does regen him some, of course, but Aura of Suffering costs health. I don't think Pain Battery costs any health. No, it doesn't seem like it does. Haven't played a ton of Victor, but have played a little bit. We got Graves taking a big amount of damage over here as well, it looks like. So not a super significant soul lead overall right now, but definitely favoring the blue team at the moment as Apollo comes around and is able to pick up the Graves, and Wraith goes down as well, both to Cream on this Apollo. Able to pick up 2 kills for himself there, which is very fortunate because he took quite the beating right away initially in the lane. I keep wanting to say level 1. I'm thinking League of Legends terms, I'm thinking level 1. While it is technically true, I don't think anybody thinks of Deadlock in terms of like levels necessarily. Ooh, you got the rare alt cast Geist 2 to heal Apollo up there. I always forget you can even do that. Very uncommonly seen, at least in the elo that I play. I haven't really seen a Geist do it ever. I kind of forgot that was even a thing, but there we see it there coming into play to heal Cream back up on this Apollo. Apollo took a lot of damage in those initial trades before the troopers even quite arrived, or just as that first wave arrived earlier is what I was getting at, but able to clean it up with 2 kills now, picking up quite a lot. Now this Mirage trying to desperately escape from the Viscous and Pocket that are chasing him all the way to the Walker, which is quite an interesting play. As we do have Kelvin now, not lane swapping, but he is just roaming, looking to funnel a bunch of money into this Holiday coming from the blue lane, picking up some boxes on his way as well that are maybe a bit out of range of the rest of his team. But we've got Paid Actor on this Pocket going down in the exchange there. It looks like Victor and Viscous were able to pick him up, but now Bebop has arrived from the mid lane as well. It's just Mina and Holiday chilling in the mid lane. Kelvin has something to say to this Bebop, and unfortunately the parry, I think that was a double parry actually. I think they kind of parried each other there or something. That was kind of weird, but Bebop ultimately does go down. Viscous now the target as well, and he will also fall almost to a almost getting the parry on that light melee there, but not quite able to get it. Now Geist traded for Wraith over on the left-hand side of the map, and the right side has been a bloodbath with 2 people roaming from the blue lane in the middle. Left lane has been a bloodbath all on its own, as Apollo Cream going for another dive here, but not quite able to do it with this Graves. Now, even though that Apollo got those initial 2 kills and even a third onto the Wraith just a moment ago, we do see him starting to fall behind the Graves in terms of souls in this lane right now, as there's been some, I guess some souls, more souls funneled onto him, or more onto the Graves, specifically in the Wraith. The Wraith is really far behind at the moment, about 1,000 souls behind. Not insurmountable by any means, but still significant. Kelvin getting hooked under the Guardian here, as we did see those first buffs spawn. Bebop was one of the recipients of the gun buff there. We see it in full effect against the Kelvin. And Mina was able to go get the movement buff from the other side. So 2 buffs for the Sapphire team here. And that is a pretty good start. Always welcome to get those 2 buffs, but not super shocking to see, given, I mean, look at the soul count up at the top of the screen. There's 6,000 souls ahead. They're dominating every lane by and large. 5.8k on this Mina, now diving onto the Victor, looking to pick up a few more. This Holiday only at 3.7k right now. Kelvin at 3.5 as he's been roaming around. It's a bloodbath in this game, and it's all going in favor of the Sapphire team for the most part, it seems, as Graves actually did just fall in that exchange a moment ago too. Victor going to go down, but he has the ulti. The stun does not quite connect onto Mina, who's able to juke away and then float dramatically away as well. Holiday does get hooked and immediately popped by the rake from this Mina. And now Victor has to retreat as well. This is a bit of a demolition so far, but we'll have to see how this goes. Victor just going to absolutely get popped by that love bite proc as well. A Quicksilver reload picked up with the rake for Mina, and she is ready to continue the fight as Holiday returns if necessary. Although she doesn't necessarily have the health to support it, she's going to be able to get away there. But Holiday has found Bebop, but who's found who? Actually, as Holiday ends up getting pinched there, over chasing a little bit, desperately trying to get something. 0-4 and 1 so far, just desperately looking for a kill to pick up. But the collapse is good from the Sapphire team, as Apollo and Viscus and Mina all collapse to save their Bebop, get him out to safety, and are able to pick up the Holiday as well. It's kind of a demolition right now. The Graves trying to fight the pocket here. Probably the person that she's most able to compete with carry-wise, at least. Maybe the Viscus could be argued there as well, but every other carry on the Sapphire team right now is just so astronomically ahead compared to the pocket, and we do see the pocket go down. The bag is dropped, but Mina picks it up in the end anyway. Chronicles is on a tear right now, a 5 kill streak, 0 deaths so far. Great pickup for this Mina to just keep that Mina ball rolling, keeping the damage coming in as she's looking for some shots and love bite procs onto this Mirage. Mirage now looking to make a trade here. Very aggressively chasing as Graves arrives back, but Pocket does first, even though they're on Mirage's side of the map. He is able to barely escape there, but very close to going down. Graves picking a bit of a fight, catching up in souls in some areas, thanks to that kill onto the pocket maybe a moment ago. Now looking for another pickup onto the pocket, able to get a bit of a duel here. I see Victor and Bebop brawling out under doubles. Victor, the recipient of a couple more bombs than he can handle in that situation. His health bar was not up for it. And now over on the right side, we see it looks like Mirage ulted back out onto the map, trying to get the Sinners away from Apollo, who I think probably, if I had to guess, stole that. Not quite able to close out that kill as Mina arrives as well, pops the ult. Holiday again the target, and she just absolutely melts. It's a 7 kill streak for this Mina now. This Mina is a massive, massive problem. But it cannot be understated how incredible the scaling is for the Amber team here. The Hidden King has so much scaling in this composition. Look at their roster. Victor, late game monster if played effectively, if played really well. I think Mirage is really strong in the late game as well, even post Scarab nerfs, because yeah, the Scarabs were cheesy and funny And haha, it's a lot of healing and everything. They still heal a lot, but his damage is crazy with the Jin mark, the amount of movement around the map and availability he has. With his ultimate is really great to control sideways. Holiday is really hard to lock down with all of her movement. Late game, Graves can manage a side lane very well on her own as well. Of course, Wraith, everybody knows Wraith. Don't need to say much about Wraith. We do see Victor picking up quite a lot of farm here as well, able to get those souls up a bit. We did see Kelvin fall over in the left lane just a moment ago as I was yapping about how late game this composition is, which I don't want to discount Kelvin either. Kelvin, not necessarily a late game carry monster, but still very effective nonetheless. We're going to see him pick up the soul urn here right now if he can get away with it, but it's not looking like it. He just absolutely evaporates there. Or melts? I don't know. Which is more appropriate for Kelvin? Let me know down in the comments below. Does he evaporate or melt? Anyway, Ice Dome cannot be discounted for the amount of security that it can bring to a mid-boss push and things like that. There's so much area denial. There's so much power that comes with that in team fights. It can block the, you can lock the Apollo down in the dome and melt him. You can lock the Mina down in the dome and melt her. Both of those characters really want to be moving around. It can block Bebop hooks. It can lock Geist into a small area. It can prevent Viscous from getting in or getting out by going through the dome. I think there's a lot of power in the Ice Dome alone there, and I'm struggling to figure out who exactly is carrying the urn, but somebody does have it. It does not appear to be anybody that I've clicked. Oh, it was Cream all along. Apollo is able to deliver the urn there, and we see the Ice Dome come down in an attempt to lock him down and fight that out, but Cream is just way too far ahead at the moment. We need a little bit more scaling before we see the effectiveness of that ultimate come in. And there's just a huge number of people down here. It's actually very Sapphire favored though, because there's only 2 members under the walker, but a little bit of a botched dive, it turns out, as Viscous gets picked on the back end. Now the Apollo ult coming in, trying to melt the Victor, who does not have his ultimate available. It seems like he will likely fall here in just a second if Cream gets his way, but he will not as Mirage arrives, and now Cream gets picked as well, and that's another big bag dropped. I'm sure that the Bebop or the Viscous dropped a bag before. I don't think Viscous did, actually. We did watch that, but Bebop ends up getting picked as well. Not entirely sure where he went down, probably in that exchange as well. It seemed like a good dive attempt. Press the advantage, take the opportunity to just crush those couple of members under the walker, but it was a little bit botched. It got a little bit disjointed. That's not to say the Sapphire team completely fumbled the bag there. They did just drop mid-walker. So they're still gaining a little bit more map control. They're able to kind of fall back. Okay, let's take a breath. Let's recalibrate. Let's take our farm. Let's push out these waves again. Geist was managing the wave on the left side of the map just fine. Still farming up. Still a problem over here. 17,000 souls, the most in the game by a very large margin. Nobody on the Hidden King team can even come close to competing with that. Now 18,000, just as quickly as I could say it, she's gone up another 1,000. Picking up this medium camp here as well, this tier 2. Going to keep pushing out these waves, going to be maintaining that 1k souls per minute that you get from roughly farming waves consistently, in addition to the camps, picking up sinners, things like that. The blue team, Sapphire team, really just locking in here, able to get a lot of farm down. We see some pings of concern from Wraith that, hey, Geist, Apollo, both missing, both pretty scary. They could be, Apollo especially could be flanking. Geist is probably farming. That's quite scary as well in and of itself. Now, that's not to say the Hidden King team hasn't been securing some farm of their own, despite everything I just mentioned. They absolutely have been. We've got a lot of movement. Another Sapphire team collapsing in here as Graves does fall. Looks like to Geist, maybe? No, I don't know where she was exactly. I could not quite tell. Maybe on the left-hand side. Oh, that's the egg popped. The golden goose egg popped by right here. going to be a lot of buffs as Mirage tries to get involved in the situation here. Not quite able to escape cleanly. Viscous having to pop Cube and Goo Ball, desperately trying to survive and get out from under this Walker. He does avoid the stomp, but at what cost? He dies anyway. The Victor ult now coming down, getting popped on the opposite side of the map as well. And the Hidden King team really able to lock down the left-hand side of the map there, pushing everybody back, but they're not able to do the same on the right as Victor ends up getting picked while trying to farm up as well. Like I said before, the scaling. He's trying to become as much of a late-game monster as this Geist is, and we can't discount the scaling on the Sapphire team either, of course. I only mentioned Hidden King before because, you know, storyline. If they are able to pull it back, get a soul lead, or even this up a little bit more, they've been at a pretty significant disadvantage. Oh, a crazy Bebop hook coming in, picking up the Holiday as soon as she grabs that urn. Now Mina looking for a bit of a chase here, but not quite able to find what she's looking for. Holiday with the Shadow Weave. I saw a YouTube video from somebody that this is going to be one of the big items in this patch. I think it was Pashi Pop. And we do see it getting picked up here by this Holiday. Have not seen that item picked up quite yet, but the buff is pretty significant. You can pop that invisibility whenever you want. Mirage gets picked, as you see in this right lane. And this Walker is going to be under pressure. We see Graves and Wraith over on the right, left-hand side of the map, excuse me, desperately trying to run over here to hold the line. But Holiday and Victor seem to have it contained because Holiday grabbed that urn before, immediately got hooked by Bebop, got picked off. Now Bebop has the urn. And even though this is advantaged to the Hidden King team, we'll have to see how much control they can actually exert here because they're really pushing up that right-hand side. You can't have your cake and eat it too in most situations. It would have to take a miracle, but that might just be what they find. The Ricochet Wraith is online. Bebop is here, and he gets lassoed and pulled in on his own. I didn't quite see the urn get dropped in, but somebody clearly did it. And the advantage has not gotten any smaller for the Sapphire team here, so I definitely think that the Sapphire team is the one to drop that in. I didn't hear the announcement, though. Apollo does get picked on the chase out as well. Meanwhile, Mirage and Victor both get picked off in the right lane. Unfortunately, over pushing there, but we've got 18,000 souls on both Wraith and Graves. Graves is on a killing spree as well, so starting to get some real value in there. Got the Tesla bullets, now picking up Spirit Resilience. Getting up there in items. She's got Stalker as well. I don't think I've noticed Stalker on Graves before. Let me know down in the comments below if you've seen that item picked up on Graves before. I don't know that I've ever bought it on Graves, but it does make a lot of sense, I feel. That's a pretty cool pickup to see there. Wraith is now an absolute farming monster. Already up to 20,000 souls. Now able to just shred these camps so quickly. Just melt the waves. QSR on the cards to replenish that ammo. Able to just keep that ball rolling so quickly. Holiday picking up some farm for herself too, but it's pretty equal across the board here, and we see... I saw somebody call this welfare at some point, or heard this in a video or something. I think when you're, if you didn't know, when you're the least, when you're the person with the least number of souls on your team, 2% of all the souls that your team collects across the map passively trickle to you. So you see Bebop is slowly accumulating souls here. Now it should just be Kelvin on this other side, but a moment ago it was Kelvin, Holiday, and Victor were all getting welfare checks in all at the same time. All three of them were accumulating souls passively without having to farm. Very slowly, but still passive. Viscous ult forced out there in the left lane as there's a lot of people gathering over on this side of the map. Bebop maybe a little bit caught out here. Mina ult pop, desperately trying to get him away. And Victor will not be able to close it out quite yet. Maybe the ult does connect. The ult does not. The walls do get in the way. But the Kelvin ult is popped, and now Geist is brawling it out in here between Kelvin And I thought I saw somebody else in there for a moment. I guess it was Kelvin and Mina. There's the second person. Now Victor, or sorry, not Kelvin and Mina, but Kelvin and, I don't know who it was. I thought I saw a second person in the orb, but it's not making sense when I look at the map now. It was somebody else, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, Geist brawling it out, able to fight her way through there. Mina picking up Kelvin, getting the scraps there. Now, Wraith has fallen at some point in this exchange as well, but Apollo has been traded back to, I think, potentially to this Mirage. I feel like dying to Jin marks against a Mirage are definitely warranting an okay response in all chat there. As he's trying to get the heal, and Mirage does trade it out. Now he's the most fed member on the Hidden King team, able to pick up 2 kills of his own there. Geist trying to clean up this kill where possible, but Mirage is like, hold on, I can get a scare out of this and get back in there. But Mina has snuck in, silently coming in to fly overhead and pick up that kill, netting a bit of a shutdown there. Now stealing some centers. We got some brawling over here around the urn. Pocket does fall with an assist going to the Graves. So Graves is looking like she's going to get squashed here, and she sure does against that Viscous. Wraith trying to do what she can to take this Viscous down, and he's able to deny the urn from Victor there, but ends up getting punched right back in by the Kelvin. I didn't know you could punch the cube to launch Viscous along the ground. That was actually quite interesting. Now Holiday, probably the best urn carrier in on this team, going to be taking this urn home. But we already see the Sapphire team starting to set up here. It's just with a couple members. It's just with the resources that they have to spare, but they are quite strong members. Look at that Mina ult chunking as Geist is here as well. Now Bebop has arrived, and it's no longer just the scraps. It's almost an even fight. Kelvin and Mina dueling it out in the air, but Mina just gets absolutely crushed in that exchange. Now Victor brawling it out with Geist, and Geist getting chased away. It looks like the Graves is going to take her down as well. That was an insane swap. Full health back for this Geist. And the Bebop ult comes out to try to support and cover fire. Holiday does fall. The urn was turned in at some point. Again, did not hear the announcement. I need to turn my settings up or something. But did not quite hear that announcement there. Holiday falls, Mina falls. Wraith falls on the back end of this exchange as well, and it doesn't seem like... Oh, there goes Kelvin as well, trying to vent away. And I was going to say a moment ago, that's about all she wrote. It doesn't look like we're going to get many more deaths at this point, but I was very quickly corrected. And now we got the mid-boss attempt coming in. Kelvin ult is down, Kelvin is dead, Victor ult down, Mirage ult down. There's really no response here for the team of the Hidden King, especially with 3 members dead. But even if they were alive, I bring up the ults to say that they probably couldn't contest it regardless. And while the overall soul lead percentage-wise has continued to shrink here, the buffs, the farm, the absolute stranglehold, we see Apollo stealing the doubles away from the Hidden King here, and going to be able to continue to solidify this stranglehold that they have on the game, to continue to grow this advantage, to continue to just take resources away. It looks like Mina ult just got popped over here on the right-hand side of the map. Looking for that last walker. Not quite able to get any kills, but did do a significant amount of damage, it looked like. I mean, she's got Spirit Rend, she has Spirit Burn. I think we just watched her pick up Tank Buster a moment ago. So many big items here, and it's only going to get bigger. Viscous now making sure this wave is pushed in. Kelvin somehow all the way back in the base. I don't know if he was trying to do something cheeky there, but Victor and Wraith now, they are the only defense to try to hold the line here at the moment, and actually it's only Victor. Wraith left. As the walker falls, Victor does have ults, but how much will it really help? It did end up stunning Geist, and now Holiday arrives as well. But so much damage coming in, and there's the Bebop ult to clean that up as well. And now all of a sudden these base Guardians are the target. There are no other waves pushed out for the Sapphire team at the moment, but they really don't need it. That's a big hook onto the Wraith too, and that's kind of a disaster. A second hook with the bomb on top as well, and that's just immediately a dead carry. Still no rejuves. Popped, 2 players down at the moment. This Mina ult is back up. She has full Resto Locket stacks too right now, so she's going to heal up a pretty decent chunk in just a moment whenever she decides to pop it. But these waves are starting to turn back, and Mina just doing so much damage in this situation here. Geist able to take the Graves down. Another set of base Guardians fall. The main ones have already been taken down, or the mid ones rather, not main, mid, have already been taken down as well. It's a second shrine going to fall as Geist is going skeet shooting for this Kelvin right now, trying to take him off his ice path. Victor maybe overextending a bit. He turned on Ethereal Shift to return fire, but it's not going to be enough as he barely limps out of there and desperately going for the heal minion, trying to do something here, but he just keeps getting slowed and CC'd and debuffed, and he's not going to be able to do anything. Now Mirage trying to get something done, popping his 2 to tornado out, but not going to matter in the end, as Bebop does take him down. Geist does take a pretty substantial amount of damage from the Jin Mark still, but there's only been 1 rejuve popped. I don't even know who popped it exactly, but somebody popped the rejuve at the last few seconds or so. Now we've got Holiday coming out and dying again. Now Graves is the target once more, and Wraith as well. Bebop going to fall to the Graves, it looks like, but he just keeps healing from something. I'm not entirely sure what kept healing him there, but he almost survived. Now, okay, Bebop was the one that popped the first rejuve because he didn't get one on that in that situation. Geist goes down, popping the rejuve on the way out as well. Only 13 seconds left. They've really got to clear out here, but Viscus is going to burn the last rejuve just before it expires. Just a couple seconds longer on that kill, and that actually probably would have been a better situation. But the retreat comes in. They did drop the Patron. We've got double ricochet from Wraith and Graves here, but Mina just got picked. Apollo running the urn away, not really going to try and drop it in. Maybe they were originally when they had a little bit more control on the map. It seemed like they were positioned accordingly. But he's just playing keep away at this point. Oh, he might... Can the urn kill you? No, it can't. It keeps putting him at 1 health. Interesting. It's so interesting what things can and can't kill you in this game. I learned a very painful lesson just a couple days ago. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I certainly didn't. You can die to a Sinners. Sinners can just kill you. I punched the Sinners the other day. I started doing it with 250 health. I'm like, you know what? This is risky, but nobody in my elo really goes for Sinners a lot of the time anyway. So I just reap the benefits of that as much as I can. Going for Sinners, 250 health, thought, it'll be fine. I'll just be put at 1. Died. I freaking died. You know how embarrassing that was? I had a great game too. That was like probably my best game of Deadlock overall, otherwise. Best KDA, best damage, best performance that I've ever had, but I died to a Sinners. It's forever going to be marred by that experience. So Sinners can kill you, but the urn cannot, as it turns out. So, you know, it's important to know those things. Now Viscus is lurking around by the urn exchange here, trying to see if anybody's defending, but they know nobody's carrying it. That's global vision. Viscus is just kind of chilling over here though, as Kelvin takes the doubles, and sure enough, Viscus does hear it. He's just biding his time. I don't know if Kelvin saw or heard him, but he only takes the 1, so Viscus is like, don't mind if I do. I'm just gonna take that away. But now the urn is still journeying back, but it looks like both teams are gathering around the urn drop-off anyway, as Victor gets picked up here. He pops the Ethereal Shift, trying to escape, but he's barely going to be able to do it, but he gets hooked right back again. I love the drama of the Bebop hook animation. Mina has to Ethereal Shift to get away from that Victor ult stun, because she's not quite able to get through that doorway in time. Now we do see Kelvin go down, Wraith go down, Pocket and Bebop both fell as well though. And sure, Victor, big scary man, Ult is down right now, though. Not really any active cooldowns available either. As I say that, he pops a heroic aura, and the return fire just came back, so he popped that as well. Now Graves has also gone down. Holiday running for dear life, trying to find something to do here, but the blue team is forced back. Sapphire is forced to reset, heal up, clear some troopers, catch some waves, perhaps. Mid boss just respawned as well, and we've got to pause for some reason. We can't quite see the team chat. Yeah, definitely interesting pause time as Mirage is shooting Geist in the face. Not able to close that kill out there, but still doing a pretty substantial amount of damage. The Jinmark's really doing so much work. I'm curious to look at the damage charts at the end of this and see how much damage the Jinmarks did, because this Mirage, he has Ricochet, he has Inhibitor, he has opening rounds, like he has K-Dash, some good fire rate. You know, he's able to bounce those shots around and stack up Jinmarks on multiple targets. Bus just came up, Blue got both of those again. Have not kept track of that throughout the rest of the game, but we have a bit of a lull in the action at the moment. Everyone's respawned. Kelvin picks up the urn. It's still a comeback urn. It is only 10.8% difference. The threshold is 10. Literally 0.9 like that. 9.9 behind does not matter. Does not count. The urn is being picked up to try to exchange from mid-boss here. So we do see mid-boss get picked up, but will they get the rejuves? It's a brawl in the pit, and so far the Hidden King team has won. They've got 2 rejuves. I think a rejuve may have already been popped as well. Yeah, the crystal is gone, so one of the rejuves did get picked up and popped, and the blue team got wiped. Everyone is dead. I don't even know. Holiday literally lived with 1 HP without cheat death, without any kind of healing or anything ticking in there, it seems. That is insane.
Headed to Greenwich.
And somehow, in the midst of that entire urn fight, we're seeing the game completely flip, and Mirage is going right for the back door. Wraith is just flying in, ignoring the base Guardians as well. I believe that this was Traveler being used here by Mirage to get in. Now Victor, there's something about Victor wall break or something happening right now. I don't know if it's a build, if it's a person, if it's a play style, but he's really going for it here. All the base Guardians are still up. Heck, Mid Walker is still up. Holiday and Kelvin are taking a step back to take care of that real quick. Now Victor stepping away to get some of those base Guardians down before they drop the Patron. They know as soon as they drop the Patron, it halves all of the remaining respawn timers, so they got to get that and get out of dodge. And that's exactly what they do. All the base Guardians have been chipped down a little bit. Both shrines down, Patron dropped, Midwalker dropped. Finally got that last item slot unlocked. And for the first time in this entire game, literally since like minute 1 or 2, the Hidden King is at an advantage. It's a small advantage. It's only 4,000 souls right now. Maybe 3,000 depending on when you're looking at the counter. But regardless, they're at an advantage once again. They have reached the late game stage. The Mina was not able to fly around that fight the way that she wanted, I suppose. Kelvin wasn't even there. I think that was a 5v6. Or he at least wasn't there at first because he was carrying the urn. I think that fight may have unfolded without him there, which is not a good sign for the Sapphire team here, as they've been in the driver's seat this entire time. And they haven't... It's not that they've tried and failed to close it out. You know, in League of Legends... Again, sorry, that's my main comparison. I played a lot of League. In League of Legends, what you can often have is you can have a team that might even get the Nexus down to half health, both towers down, inhibs are all down, and a team is holding the line. They are defending their base nonstop. Every fight that they take is basically around their base. You just have to concede Baron, you have to concede Dragons, you have to just give everything up. That's a Holiday Lasso coming in on the B-bot. Served up on a silver platter there is that kill.
Nice teamwork.
A very effective pick from the Holiday. Unfortunate mistake there for the Bebop, overextending a bit. Graves taking a beating from just kind of a war of attrition here. What I was trying to get at is that there hasn't been a big base defense moment where they're fighting in the pit of the patron, desperately holding on for dear life. But we might get that fight right now. Mina ult coming in, not really doing a huge amount of damage. I think Geist a little bit out of range there. Graves trying to chase some of these carries back and able to do it so far. Only 2 rejuves available and only 30 seconds left. We've got to keep that in mind. If they can't drop the patron completely, then this game is definitely in jeopardy. Holiday goes down. Geist so far being very effective. Gets stunned by the Victor ult, though. I don't think she quite realized it was happening right there, but she does get hit by it. Gets the swap off and exchanges her whole health bar for Victor's entire health bar. The Ice Dome does come down, though, as Geist is really trying to stay alive for as long as she can, and she really holds the line for a long time. Now Victor, the target. This patron is not going down, everyone. This patron is not going to die quite yet, not until the Sapphire team is dead. Victor ult popped yet again. Does he have a refresher there? He does have a refresher, so that was the second Victor ult pop, plus rejuves, both down. That's a lot of lives on that Victor, but they've burned all of them. He only has this one left. Now Kelvin going to fall. The line's been held. The line's been held. Mina is going to pick off Wraith as well. It's only Holiday and Victor for 70 seconds. Not quite 70 seconds. 35 on the Graves, 40 on the Mirage, but 70 seconds on some of these carries. 60 on Kelvin. About 5 more on Wraith. So the time is already ticking down as we speak. Bebop did respawn and fall again in that fight, but I think he's playing his role properly. I'm not one to question an Eterna 6 player. They're all a hell of a lot better than me. But I think this Bebop has had a big effect in a lot of this game. And I think the blue team, Sapphire team, just looking for a pick here. Just looking for something to crack the end of this game wide open, and Viscous maybe thinks he's found it. The ball popped onto Victor, and the Mina ult popped as well, going to try to burn him down. That's Victor's like 9th life, I'm pretty sure at this point. Graves doing quite a lot of damage to the Mina there, and the cube getting burned, trying to save somebody's life, and Graves is getting up close and personal here, but she's going to fall in the end. The Stalker procs maybe not worth it. Now Apollo jumping in, able to get some damage down as well. Victor and Graves have both fallen. Both the undead members are dead yet again. I don't know if Graves is actually undead. I don't know the lore there, but you know, she seems to be. That's my best guess. Now the base defense is flipped, and yeah, the Amber team has lost some members here, but they are holding the line. And look at these health bars for Sapphire. That's a lot of damage from Holiday. A big Bebop hook, though, and a bomb onto her. She's now trying to desperately escape, but Kelvin's taking a lot of damage as well. Apollo getting in here. Pocket barely escaping. Mina losing a lot of health as well. Geist melting, getting lassoed by the Holiday. Not going to be able to get out of here. She has no ult. She has nothing left. Pocket is escaping for the moment, but looking to clean up the back end of this fight if possible. Mina really trying to brawl it out with the Holiday, but she just can't keep up. This Holiday is just too... She's getting too much movement down. The Mina ult coming in, really trying to pick up something. Affliction dropped again, and Wraith immediately falls. I don't even know if she was involved too much in that fight. I never really saw her get much in there. And now Kelvin will fall as well, and I think that's it. I think that's all. Victor is about to respawn. He does have ult, so this is not a completely cut and dry end to the game right now. Apollo trying to pick up what kills he can, but the patron is invulnerable with more than 2 people, with 2 or more people in the pit, I believe, is the threshold. And as many people have died on the Amber team, now the Sapphire team is on the back foot yet again. They're healing, getting some new items. Mina has now picked up Boundless Spirit, adding on to even more spirit power. She has so much damage right now. Almost maxed out on the spirit purchases there. Comfortably over the threshold in all 3 areas. Perfectly calculated build. Same can be said about Holiday, though. Look at how many purple items she has. She's a little bit less well-rounded, I would say, but still over the threshold of 4.8k for all of them. And look at how many purple items. Transcendent Cooldown, Mystic Reaver, Boundless Spirit, Tank Buster, Surge of Power, Rapid Recharge, Slowing Hex. Just for that Apollo. Try to shut that. Shut that guy down. Now the respawn timers are all still ticking here. But mid-boss health bar is also ticking. And I don't think that they're just going to let this happen. Pocket's going to try to jump in. He threw the cloak. He's going to drop the affliction. He only catches 2. Not exactly what he wanted there. And this pit's just completely locked down for the 2 right now. Actually, okay, yeah, Geist does get in there, but she's not able to really get anything done. Victor getting knocked into his ult, but his refresher is up, and now they have rejuves yet again. Mina trying to escape here. Guys trying to get the pick onto Graves, and it looks like they'll be able to pop the rejuve at least, but the cavalry is arriving. Will Graves still be the target? No, everybody realizes the danger that they're in. Bebop goes down yet again. The cube is dropped, but Victor is just running right through everyone. I don't think anybody can deal with him. Apollo trying to run through and get something done, but this is not his stage of the game anymore. He is still a threat, he is still dangerous, but not to these ultra tanky characters, not to these huge late game threats like Victor. The ult comes out though, but Mina does plenty of damage and dropping the Victor, chunking out Kelvin. That's another Victor ult down, refresher down, original ult down, rejuve still available, so there's 2 more lives on this Victor still, even with all this effort. Now dropping the ethereal shift, trying to get out of this situation, but he's going to get punched back by the Viscous. A work of art was that punch, and now the rejuve is down yet again. That doesn't mean the resistance is over in the pit though, as Apollo gets dropped, and we need more people to pile in here. If Sapphire wants a chance, the Curse Aura coming down, going to pop, but not going to catch anyone. The Archmother taking a lot of damage still. Still going to be the target. Viscous falls. Now Pocket is next. No, Mina falls first. Oh, Pocket is cheat death. That's why he didn't die earlier. And the Hidden King closes it out in a nail-biting match. 41 minutes. How many comeback urns were there, Apollo? There were so many comeback urns, so many mid-bosses taken in that game. I think it was 3 total. And now back and forth, and who was getting them and who was contesting, and whether a team was able to even contest or not too. Not surprised that Graves gets MVP there. Second most player damage, 64,000 player damage, 88,000 from the Pocket though. Holy crap. I don't think I've certainly not played or casted a game at this level, not casted a game at this level. I don't think I've played a game with that much player damage done in the end. Thank you all so much for watching. I really do appreciate you checking out this video and this channel. If you enjoyed, go ahead and drop a like, a comment down below about your favorite part of the video, and go ahead and make sure to subscribe to support the channel and make sure you don't miss out on future videos like this in the future, especially if you ring that bell. But I appreciate you watching and listening today, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next one.